Hey, how's it going, everyone? Yeah, we're back. Gonna do a little relic hunting today. Got a nice little site here that found on a 1914 map. So I don't expect it to be a whole lot older than that. Probably 1910, maybe a few years earlier than that, but still 100 years old or plus. So we're gonna get in here, take a look, see what kind of relics we can find. We got a lot of open ground. I'll show you what we got to deal with here. And we got fields and a lot of barns and structures, and we got the house still standing out there, a large tree in the center, and a lot of ground to cover. So who knows, we could find some nice stuff. So let's check it out. We'll see you on the first hole. We got a nice little 60 signal right up here by the tree. I'm just searching, going through and seeing if there's any coins or relics to be had today. Let's see what this is. There's a big old root down there, isn't there? Oh boy. Hope it's not. Oh, there it is. Yep. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what that is. It's interesting. Somebody made a bracelet out of clips. Neat. Okay, moving on. See ya. Yeah, so I'm finding coins from the 60s. Just found this. Nice little piece. Do you know what that is? That goes to a saw, a hand saw. It's like the maker's mark, but it also serves a purpose. It pretty much holds the metal saw blade onto the wooden handle. Yeah, nice little relic. Found these before. Sometimes they have the eagle, sometimes they have different maker's marks on them. I'm not sure what this one is. It's covered in dirt, but we'll clean it up later and take a look. See ya! Now here's a nice deep 77 signal. Have you dig with me? 77's a nice signal. It's been a while since I've detected in an area that was so open and wasn't all woods. It's nice. I enjoy it. Yeah, most of this stuff has been pretty deep. I don't think it's in that plug. It was deeper than that. Oh, we're gonna have to sweep it. Alright. Let's take a peek. Huh. I guess it was in there. Sounds like a coin. No silver yet. I'm expecting some silver. There it is. It's just a dime. What kind of date we got on her? What's the date? Probably 60s, I imagine. Yep, 67. Been finding a lot of 60s stuff in here, so the upper layer is all 60s. It was very active in the 60s here at this place, so that's what we've learned so far. Alright, let's move on. See ya! Yeah, I was not impressed with that site. You could probably tell from my enthusiasm or lack thereof. 60s, just a bunch of 60s stuff, nothing great. So I'm at one of my other sites. Haven't searched in a while. And found some nice stuff in here. Check it out. Yep, nice little site. Sits right on a railroad track. And I found a lot of coins in here and a lot of relics. So see what we can find today. Looks good too. It's not overgrown yet, so I should be able to get in here just fine and pull out some good stuff. I'm hoping to make it to one of my new sites today. That was the one before this. That was a new site. Thought it was going to be okay because it was open, but it's a waste of time. Waste of time. Alright, so let's get in here. Let's get some new enthusiasm going. And let's find some treasure. Oh, I hate headphones. It's just the cables. I'm so glad all these other metal detecting companies are going wireless. I mean, it makes sense. It's 2018. Why is the MX Sport, which is probably one of the best machines out there because it has so many operating channels on it. I mean, it's not wireless. Makes no sense. So I'm hoping they come out with a wireless system soon so I can get the machine with wireless. But anyway, alright, let's get in here. Let's start getting a frown, or getting rid of the frown. Start getting happy. Let's start pulling out some relics. Alright, let's see you on the first find. Oh, here's an interesting relic I just pulled up. It was pretty deep too. Probably a good 9-10 inches. It's an ox shoe. It's a big ox shoe. And I believe that one's going to clean up pretty nice too. Yipper. Alright, moving on. See ya. Yes, we just made a nice little discovery in here in the woods. Yes, check that out. You see it? There it is, right there. See the anchor on it? I believe that's a Naval button. I don't know what time period, probably World War I, maybe World War II. I love finding military related buttons. Beautiful. Oh yeah, that was coming in around 6. So if you're not digging 6s, look what you're missing. Yeah. Let me clean that up and I'll show you what it looks like. Be right. Oh yeah, that's a beautiful little button. We'll have to figure out the age on it. I'm gonna say World War I. It's got that age to it. Nice naval button. Alright, well, if that's the only thing we find today, that is a beautiful relic. Alright, let's move on. See ya. Alright, well, I got a 35 signal. Very faint, but it is pretty much solid 35. Anything solid, it doesn't bounce around a whole lot, is potentially something pretty decent. So, let's take a peek. Hope we get some more buttons. Love buttons. It's about those relics, you know? You gotta get those relics. Oh yeah. There's some roots in there. Let's get those roots out of there. I couldn't tell how deep it was. So, I'll go down far enough. Uh-oh. I see some iron. Yep. That's probably what was giving me the signal. Huh. Probably because of that flat shape. Well, let's check it and be sure. Alright, be back at you. Well, we're in luck. That wasn't what was giving me the signal. Something else over here was. 14 signal now. Let's see if we can find it. Yep, it's in my hand. Is that it? No. What is that? Piece of coal. Alright, it's got to be in this little clump right here. Nope. Is that it? Nope. I know I drive you people crazy, huh? With no pinpointer. It's alright. I don't like pinpointers. Just one more thing to carry into the woods. Potentially lose. There it is. There it is. You find it eventually. See that? It's a little fancy. I'm not talking about the stick. I'm talking about that. I don't know what that is. Looks like it went to some kind of locket or some kind of fanciness or something. That's what I was hearing. Interesting. Nice little relic. Alright, let's move on. As you notice, everything I'm going to be finding is going to be small. And, because I've already gone through here and pulled out most of the big stuff. So I'm just rechecking this spot for deeper, smaller signals. And that's what we're pulling up. So, and those are usually the finer, smaller relics. Now, the key with metal detecting when you go into a site, and I'm going to tell you this. You heard it from me. The key is to start out at 100. Start pulling out everything from 100 and work your way down to 0. Okay? That's the secret. When you get to 0 and you don't find any more targets in here, and you don't find a single 0 or a 1 target, well, you're hunted out. But that takes a long time. Right now I'm working on the 0s up to the 20s, and I get a 30 here and there, but they're mostly all low signals, and those are the deep things, right? Okay, moving on. See ya. There we got a 0 signal. How many people dig 0 signals besides me? Yeah, I don't think there's too many of them. But I'll show you what this is. Check it out together and see what a 0 signal is. If it's in the ground, I want it out. That was a 0 signal. It's a file. Yeah, an old file. Small one. It probably broke off at one point. Looks like it. Yeah, that's 0. Nice little relic. Alright. You gotta dig every signal above 0. 0 to 100. Okay? Alright, see ya. Some loud cars. Yeah, so just out here picking, just listening for echoes. Echoes in the dirt. I'll sweep over and I'll just barely hear something, and then I'll brush away an inch or two of the dirt, and then the signal gets better. That's what you want. That's what you want to do. I've met so many detectorists that are so afraid to dig trash that the first thing they do, every single time they go hunting, the first thing they do is stick that machine in coin and jewelry mode, crank up that discrimination, and guess what? They're still digging trash anyway. So, you know, turn that discrimination all the way off, completely off, and listen to every single signal that that machine is telling you. Every single signal that's in the ground. Put on that iron grunt, that discrimination grunt, so you can hear some discrimination in there. Anything below 0 usually is scrap. A nail or scrap or something junk. Sometimes things below 0 are actually pretty decent too, but anything 0 and above is usually good. Yeah. You just never know. You cannot trust the number system on these machines. You cannot trust that. Not 100%. you hear a signal and you go over it and you still hear that signal, beep, 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 dig it. I don't care if it's 0, I don't care if it's 100, dig it. Right here, we have a 12 signal that was pretty much an echo. I barely heard it until I kicked away the soil. Now I can hear it. I can hear it pretty good. We got a tree root in there for sure. And I don't know if it's going to be junk or not. I don't really care if it's junk or not. The only thing I care about is getting it out of the soil so that when I go back over this spot, I'm hearing those deeper, smaller signals. And it's those deeper, smaller signals that usually end up to be good, nice relics. Your old coins and your old buttons and, you know, all that stuff. And I don't know why everything is always underneath a root. It's just the way it goes. You have to have an axe. If you're gonna hunt abandoned home sites out in the woods like I do, you're gonna have to have an axe. Alright, there is a small 12 signal in there somewhere. Alright, let's sweep that and see what we get. Alright. It wasn't overly deep. It's still in the plug. So it's probably trash. But you just never know. But you got to get the signal out of the ground. Anything above 0, get it out of the ground. Alright, it's probably still in there. It's probably a small piece of scrap. Yeah. It's tiny, whatever it is. And sometimes they're going to be hard to find. It's in here somewhere. It's not making it easy for me to find all these vines. Alright, I got it in my hand. Still in my hand. Alright, it's in there. It's small. Well, it's not the acorn. There it is, right there. There it is. It's a little piece. Clean it up for you. Okay. It's a little tiny piece to something, but I'm finding that small stuff, and that's what counts. You need to be finding that small stuff right there in order to find the deep, good targets. Nice, huh? No telling what that went to, but looks like it's a little keyhole, doesn't it? I think that was a little latch to a little box or something with a keyhole latch. Nice. Alright, let's move on. That took too long to find. But hey, that's what makes treasure hunting fun. On to the next. See ya! Well, here's a nice little 26 signal right near this big old dead fallen tree. And we've had a lot of deer in here. Let's see what we get. The signal was a little shaky, so it's probably nothing great. But man, that deer scat really has an odor to it. Everything in here is got some nice age to it, so I want to dig it. I want to dig every signal. Boy, I can't imagine it was that deep. What did we find? It's a piece of glass. Has some kind of pattern on it. No telling. Is that it? Yeah. What is that? Huh. I don't know. Maybe a lantern piece, I would say. Yeah, it's all squished and mushed. Yep. Alright. Moving on. I'm just taking my time, going as slow as I can and listening to every single signal. And there's still a lot of signals in here, but they're iron. Mostly iron. Low thuds. And if they sound good, I'll dig them. If they're below zero, it's staying right there until another day. Alright, see ya. Yeah, of course, I'm next to a railroad track. That's like my third one. Third one so far. They're a little shorter, aren't they? These are a little short. Maybe a little older, I would say. I'm not sure if you can date these or not. We'll have to figure that out. That's a good research project. Let's see if we can figure that one out too. Alright, see ya. I got a big chunk of iron. Let's see what we get. Is it a license plate? Or is it just a mushy can? Yeah. It's an old paint can. I don't know how old that is, but it's an old paint can. Alright, junk, junk, junk. Glad to get that out of the ground. I just found some kind of little tag or something. We'll have to clean that up. I can't tell what it says. There's a big chunk of rust on it, so we'll see later. Nice. I just got a nice little signal, but we got to do a little bit of rearranging of furniture out here. If you're not detecting in this stuff like this, if you're not getting in that hard spot, that uncomfortable stuff, I will. We got to move this tree a little bit. I got a signal right underneath it. Oh yeah. Man, this cedar is something else. I'll put it right over there. I've already searched all that. Alright, now we can get at that successfully. Alright, so I'll show you what we get. See? Yeah, just a square nut. We've learned that these are called cut nuts. They're called cut nuts because they took a sheet of metal and just punched a bunch of holes in them, evenly spaced, and then they just cut. That's why the hole on these aren't always center. Yep. Interesting. Okay, see you. Yeah, wow. I don't know what to say about this. I thought at first a horseshoe, but now that I'm touching it, nope. Not a horseshoe. I was gonna say, my goodness, that was a big horse, but no, something else. I don't know what that would have been, but yeah, something else. Not a horseshoe. Moving on. I got a nice little faint, deep signal here. Have you dig it with me? As soon as I removed that big old, what I thought was a horseshoe at first, as soon as I removed that, and I was able to hear this signal. Curious. I'm just waiting for silver to just pop out at me. Those roots are pain. Alright, I'm sure we got it by now. Alright, let's check it. See what we get. Hope I got it. Sounded deep. Alright, yeah, it's out. It's in here. Oh, I see it. There it is. See it right there? Looks like a little buckle. Yes, it is. Very nice. Probably coveralls or something, I imagine. I don't know. Nice old buckle. Sweet. I like it. Relics. That's how you find this stuff. See ya. Well, this doesn't happen very often. I got a nice 75 signal, kicked away the debris, and look what's just laying right there. Yep. It's just a memorial. Hunter probably. Imagine. 87. Yeah, strange how that got out here, but it happens. I'm trying to make my way through this brush up to that old tree there and down and around in here. Checking it out. See ya. Yeah, so I worked my way back all the way to where the Pachysandra is over here. I went all the way around the house and skirted everything I could. And there's some tough country out there, full of prickers. Man, no fun at all. But yeah, so I've searched in here really well, and right in here is where I found all my coins. So we'll search in here a little bit better and see what comes up. See ya. Oh, now that's a serious cut nut right there. Yeah, probably belonged to the railroad, I imagine. Big. They don't make them like that anymore. Alright, see ya. Yep, that's it. All done. Yeah, I feel better now. You know, it's strange as a detectorist, you know. Your day kind of goes better when you're finding treasure. You get all bummed out when you're sitting at home or if you're not finding anything. Yeah, that's me. I guess I do better digging holes in the middle of the woods. Go figure. Did you just make fun of my hat? Don't make fun of my hat. That's classic right there. You know what this is? This is one of my old Army berets, and I just cut the little blue thing off and the insert, and I figured I'd put it to use. You know, I got like 5 or 6 of them laying at home. It's one thing I'm prior Marine, and when I joined the Army, it was a whole different world. You know, the Marines are completely different than the Army. And when I joined the Army, they were wearing these berets. And I just couldn't understand that because, yeah, that's not something the Marines would do, ever. It's a foreign hat. This is a French hat. It just made no sense. So I was glad when they switched back over to the patrol cabs. It just made no sense to wear some French beret in the U.S. military. I don't know, somebody with their infinite wisdom thought that was a good idea. I didn't. There's a story behind that too. The very first day I joined the Army, I was sent to Fort Bliss, Texas, and that's where I had my air defense training. And I'm walking down the street, all proud as can be. I got my Army uniform on, and I didn't have to go to Army boot camp because I went to Marine Corps boot camp. So, I didn't get taught, the basics of Army soldiering. I was taught, Marines, and I'm walking down the street and I have my beret on the wrong way. It's supposed to go, that big blue thing's supposed to go over your left eye. Well, I had it over my right eye. Somebody stopped their car, came over to me and said, "Hey, how you doing? Yeah, did you know your beret's on wrong?" Wow, that's attention to detail. I had no idea the Army had that much attention to detail to see that driving down the road in a car. But yeah, I thought that was hilarious. So yeah, I'm putting the beret to good use out here in the field. It's a good field hat. Keeps the bugs off my head. So anyways, here's what we found. It's not much, but then again, this site is close to being hunted out. It's close to my home, and I just figured I'd get here and do something today. Feel better. Alright, check it out. So here's what we got. I found a lot of harmonica reed plates today. Tons of them. This one's like fully intact too. Just missing all the exterior stuff. Got some coins. They're all modern. I thought I had found a wheat penny, but maybe not. Yep, and big old aluminum button, junk. This stuff came from that other house, and that's the reason why I left. This was nice to find. I'll clean that up. Again, that belongs to a saw medallion, and we have this little tiny piece here, no telling what that is, and a little tiny buckle. I like that, that's cute. And this little piece, it's fancy. It might have went to a brooch or something like that, or a little locket with a picture in it or something. It's neat. And we have that, the find of the day, an anchor. That's a Naval button. We'll research that, and I'll post the oh boy, those ants are fighting. Oh, he's carrying the wounded home. Carrying the wounded. No ant left behind. Alright. And we got some shotgun shells, of course. And that little tiny, I think it said crossing on it. Little railroad thing. Probably some kid had it or something. It broke in my bag. Very brittle. Big chunk of brass will keep, take home, melt down. Another chunk of brass will keep, will melt down. I got a harness ring, a couple different size spikes. Yeah, interesting. I don't think they're very old. Probably late 1800s, early 1900s, imagine. But yeah, got some keepers today. It's always a nice day to find buckles and buttons. So it was a nice day. Sun's out, having a good time. I wanted to check this out over here. I don't know, maybe y'all know what this is. Look at this. Isn't that neat? I don't know what that is. It's really cool though. It's pretty. Yep. Alright, so we're getting out of here. Get me and my funny Army beret back home. Eat some lunch. Alright, thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next hunt.